Hi everyone, and thanks so much for sending in your questions for this Aussie Q&A today. Let's just get straight to it. At Steve4637 says, I spent 3 months travelling around Australia and barely scratched the surface. My questions are, would you have liked to have gone into the outback, that is Alice Springs and Uluru? I thoroughly recommend it. And would you like to go back to Australia? And if so, what would you do differently? Keep up the good work. I love your videos. Well, Steve, 4637, thanks so much for that. Well, the thing is about the outback, I'm not ruling it out, but when we were planning this trip to Australia, I was worried about all the creepy crawlies and everything. And I knew that if you stuck to the cities, that you'd be okay.
And someone from work said to be careful about the snakes and the spiders. So I wasn't quite sure about that.
Yeah. So I'm not ruling it out. Yes, those would be fantastic places to see. And would we return to Australia in general? Well, yes, we definitely would. We had such a fantastic time there. And it was in November, it was in the run-up to Christmas, and for us, seeing Christmas in the Southern Hemisphere
it was very strange.
a bit unusual.
Because it was so warm.
Yeah, we had a sort of a mixed bag with the weather. It started off in Sydney a bit rainy, a little bit windy. Actually,
chilly.
Sort of similar to the weather we're having here today. So we're recording this on the 6th of April, just 2 days before this goes out. So it's about 21 degrees here with a light breeze, so it was similar to that, but we did have as high as 30 something in Melbourne, and I know we've had lots of comments to say that's not hot.
That's
not hot for Australia, but it's hot for us, especially for me from Northern Ireland. I'm not used to that. Paul, you're maybe more used to the hot weather coming from New York, where it tops
humid
38 Celsius up to 40 sometimes as well. At Leo-HV9MM says, are you coming to Adelaide and Perth? Well, I'm afraid we've left Australia now, but I'm not ruling out that on a return visit that we might go to other cities. Isn't that right, Paul?
So I think Perth would be interesting because it would be closer to get to. So I think that there are a lot to discover there, and we did also look at Adelaide when we were planning our time down under. I think that we were looking at many different areas, such as Adelaide, Perth,
Brisbane we looked at as well,
Gold Coast. I think we even looked at traveling to Canberra for like a day trip from Sydney or Melbourne, but I think we just ran out of time.
Well, we only had a total of 17 days, and that included the travel at either end. I think we would really need longer.
Like
we could do with a month really, and that wouldn't do the country justice because there's so many places to see. Now, you said that Perth was closer to get to. From the UK, there are direct flights to Perth, and I think Qantas is actually planning a 17 or 18 hour flight. I'd be up for that, as long as it was a premium economy.
I don't think I could do economy because it's such a long stretch, and it does a lot of damage to your
unless we were guaranteed bulkhead seats, and then you could really stretch out your legs.
Yeah,
Can't see I'm stretching
it's
out.
like
At Thomas Industrious, hello Thomas, thank you for all your fantastic comments. We really love reading them. Overall, did you like Sydney or Melbourne better? Now, I actually sort of replied to that one. I said I'd have to give a very diplomatic answer. The answer is that both cities are very different and offer a different sort of feel, if you like.
And I sort of think that it depends on the person. And I think that each place offers a lot of different amenities to the person, to the type of person, right?
Yeah.
So it's all very subjective, really.
We said this in the episodes. the great thing about Sydney was the ease of using the transport, the ferries and everything.
Tap in.
And you just tap in
With your
debit
debit
or credit card. And it cost us roughly 50p, I think it was, every day. Yeah, so like...
It's quite cheap.
It was like $1 for the whole day's travel. And that included the ferries and the trams and the double-decker trains.
And also the Metro Underground M1.
Oh, the M1, yes. The thing with Melbourne is that you had to get, I better say this correctly, the My Key. Did I say it right this time?
So you had to buy the card outright first. So that was a inconvenience.
You pay a deposit. But it was refilling it. Because you couldn't really work out how much it was going to charge. And the information that we saw at Flinders Street Station said that the charge is no more, I think, than $10.25 a day. But we were actually charged more than that on one occasion. And you went into the red and we were at a station.
No, and then I couldn't refill.
Refill.
So then we ended up missing a train. And then I thought, are you
That was from Brighton Beach back into the city. No, of course, and again, I said this, I think, on our roundup episode, that the highlight of the whole trip for me was going to Ramsay Street, Erinsborough, and that is in Melbourne, so that is a plus point for Melbourne there. Our time in Sydney was split over the beginning and the end, so we had a full week in Melbourne, but we started off with 5 nights in Sydney, then 7 nights in Melbourne. Hear an aeroplane ahead. Now we live very close to Heathrow Airport, but that's not where it's going. No, it's actually going in towards London City Airport. Yeah. No, what was I saying?
Melbourne and Erinsborough neighbours.
Yes.
That's what you liked.
Yes, there was something else I was going to say. Oh yes, that's right. And then we had a four more nights in Sydney at the other end. Oh, you can see where we stayed in our hotels episodes. So the answer to that is, overall, did you like Sydney or Melbourne better? I think
slightly more.
Okay, all right. If you're going to push me,
I think Sydney slightly more.
I felt more comfortable in Sydney, but mostly just because of the ease of using the transport, whereas in Melbourne we found that more difficult. At Southern Cross 4774 asks, can I ask what your total cost for the trip was? Yes, you can. No, this doesn't include food.
And this was booked back in July last year.
July of 2024. We booked it to travel in November.
So we booked the flights and hotels separately.
We did. No, we wanted to book a package with British Airways, but because we were doing multi-city, it wouldn't. It let us go the whole way
to the
payment point, even where I approved the payment in the app for the credit card that I wanted to use, and then the British Airways holiday site just said, "Oh, we're unable to accommodate this combination. Please phone this number or try again." We tried on different credit cards. We tried slightly different combinations. More than that, and then we just gave up and thought, okay, we're going to have to book this separately. Now, the thing is, we would prefer to book a package because in the UK, if you book a package holiday, which means a flight and a hotel, or a flight and car hire, at least 2 elements, one of which I think has to be a flight, then you're given gold standard protection, yes,
against cancellation or delays.
So, in other words, if one part of the holiday fails, then you'll get compensated for the entire lot. So we did book it separately. Well, we'll talk about the flights first of all. We flew with British Airways via Singapore, so it was a short stop in Singapore, 45 minutes on the way going, maybe an hour on the way back, where they cleaned the plane, and people could just do one leg if they wanted. It was 7 hours to Singapore, and then 14 hours from Singapore to Sydney.
No, wait.
What?
No.
Yeah. Oh no, sorry, wrong way round. Wrong way round. Gosh. Yeah. It was 14 hours to Singapore and 7 hours to Sydney. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm slightly ill at the minute. You might hear it in my voice. I've had a bug this whole week, and we've just been away somewhere else.
So
I'm not thinking straight.
So we flew premium economy from London Heathrow to Singapore, and then from Singapore to Sydney, and then
14 hours and 7 hours. But it's the cost that you want to know. So we paid £5,685.38 for the flights, which works out roughly at $12,206.55 Australian.
We have to say that there were the trip to Melbourne, and then from Melbourne
yes,
back to
it included
Sydney.
that. Yes.
So then that is where the additional costs added up.
So it did include that, yes, because on the British Airways site we were able to book our flights
in one ticket.
All in one ticket combination. So that also included Sydney, Melbourne, Sydney. And when we were looking at this, we thought, oh well, we'll just fly straight back from Melbourne to Sydney and then onward to London. No, you came up with a great idea to split it, so as we had more time in Sydney when we came back, because if something had gone wrong with the flight, we might have been snookered trying to get back to London. And to be quite honest, I don't sleep on flights.
So you would have been even more...
Yeah, even worse going back, whereas it did sort of soften the blow. We stayed at 3 hotels. The first one was the Crown Plaza, Darling Harbour, Sydney. And that cost £1,291.95 plus a fee.
Conversion.
A conversion fee was that?
Transaction.
A transaction fee of £38.63.
Foreign currency.
Okay. So that worked out at $2,463.43 Australian.
I don't have the totals for that.
It doesn't matter. You basically, whatever the dollar amount is, it's half for pounds, or the other way around. Pounds, then you double it for dollars. The Ibis Hotel and Apartments in Terry Street in Melbourne, that was $1,876.90. And the Kimpton Margot was $2,000, and that's in Sydney, $2,054.47. So we were looking at the Kimpton Margot to stay first, but that would have been an extra night. It was more expensive. Actually, if you want to know what our favourite hotel out of the 3 was, I like the Crown Plaza best. I don't know why, but I just felt more comfortable there. I had the best sleep there. What?
I liked
the Ibis.
The Kimpton because of the social.
Oh, the social, yes. Yeah, but the problem was the Kimpton was probably the most luxurious resort hotel we've ever stayed at. But it wasn't. The beds and the pillows were not comfortable, and they didn't offer a lot of little extras that other hotels do offer. So the Crown Plaza offered a pillow spray. Yeah. But the Kimpton didn't. I don't know why. I mean, it's just sort of, if you're going to be that luxurious, then those are little things that you should be looking at.
I think that was just what I liked about it.
Yeah. At Neil Harris 361, again, Neil, thanks for all the comments that you've left. You said not a seafood fan then, Marcus. Not in the morning. No, we did go to the Sydney fish market, and I'm not good in the morning. I have suffered from morning sickness. Yes, I know. I probably look pregnant most of the time. And yeah, it's just the smell of it, the thought of it. I did have one tempura prawn.
I find that I shouldn't have ordered the clams. I should have ordered like a fish or a lobster or something. So I would have gotten something different if I had the chance to go back in time, which I don't. But I will be back, so that is going to be what I will be doing next time I'm there.
Yes, indeed. At Sparky5916 says, I reckon you guys should move to Sydney, eh? Yes, we'd love to. But if there's anyone out there who can help us move, get in touch, get us a visa, get us out there. We want to go, definitely.
I want to live there. I love the Australian lifestyle, and it's so welcoming, and everyone's so friendly, to be fair. So we did love it.
Yep. At Rosie G2010 G2010, somehow the YouTube algorithm sent me your way. Your travel videos are so unique and entertaining, a breath of fresh air. Thank you from Melbourne, Australia. And then there was a question. How did you buy so much and bring it home? You must have had big suitcases.
We had 2 each. No, wait.
Well,
so
we left with 3 and we came back with 4.
No, so we had 2 checked big luggages, and then we also had like the carry-on ones too.
Yeah, we had like a little, like a carry-on bag that was big enough to put in the cabin, and then another bag which was underneath the seat. So we had 8 in total coming back. We bought a suitcase at the
Kmart.
No, it was at the Victoria Market, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, sorry.
That's what it was called, wasn't it? Victoria Market.
The Victoria Market, yeah.
And in Melbourne, which was right next to the hotel, we bought a suitcase there, $80, I think it was, £40, that's good.
It's not bad.
And and they were packed to the brim. If you watch our Kimpton Margot Hotel episode, you'll see all the luggage. We did buy a lot of stuff. We bought a lot of food items, chocolate, crisps.
Well, I think if we are going to go that far and not go back that frequently, you are going to buy what you want, because the travel cost is so much that you do need to make the most of your time there. And I think I went overboard with the clothes shopping, and I think we did go overboard with the food shopping as well. But I think that there were like some unique things that we saw which we can't really find back here in the UK.
Yes, that is true. Last question at GB Sailing 9436. Love the hats.
Thank you.
But your strings are too long, Paul. They only need to be 35 millimeters long, just enough to move around and scare the flies to move on. Those ones will poke your eye out. Ouch. So yes, so you can, look.
Oh, can we?
You can adjust these, look.
I never knew that.
Yeah. So they come just set at, full length, and then you can move it. Yeah,
I didn't even
because
know that.
otherwise it's all going to be dangling along. And I think to be honest, I might need to wear that, because everywhere I go I seem to get bitten somewhere. Especially, don't mention Marseille. No. Time for what, Paul?
Time for the commercial break.
Oh no, the break's coming up shortly. Now, we did get a couple of friends out in Australia. We got Red Panda at Taronga Zoo. Now, would you like to put the hat onto the panda? Now, in our haul episode, I think it was, we also showed you Rod. Look, there's Rod, who I picked up at the charity shop, the Up shop in Sandringham.
Yes.
Isn't that right? I've got to go onto my phone here, because I said on the whole episode that I thought, oh yeah, very nice, that I thought Rod, who's named after Rod Stewart, because Rod Stewart was playing on the radio while we were there, I thought that Rod was a bespoke, handmade doll, if you like. But then I investigated further. It's not that I wanted to see what was underneath his dress, but there was a label. Oh, and there's another plane coming. It's like literally right above me. I love it. Sorry, get distracted. So the label said Child's Play, made in China, but there was an address, and it was in Swindon, England. So I thought, okay, let's look up Child's Play. So it's Child's Play International Limited, and it's a book publisher in Swindon, which is not that far from us. Swindon is in Wiltshire. So it says that Child's Play has a history of creating innovative, award-winning books for children from 0 to 7 years that promote learning through play. Books that fully reflect our diverse society in terms of heritage, disability, gender and family. So I went on to see if there was any more information about Rod here. Put Rod back up again. So I went into the bookshop, and then you can, if you scroll down, it's got toys and plush dolls. Click on that, and I think I did a screenshot of this, so I'll put this up. He's not Rod at all. He's a kit that you can buy, I think, or else he's already made up, and he's an old MacDonald doll. Yeah. He's not a kit, he is made up. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Beautifully made Old MacDonald soft toy to go with the rhyme.
Oh.
The doll perfectly matches the Pam Adams illustration in the book that they sell. So I'm just amazed that he found his way all the way down to Sandringham in Melbourne. Yeah. Now it is time for the break, and when we come back, we have a couple of very special items to show you.
Roll up, roll in, roll in. It is time to subscribe to It's Paul and Marcus on YouTube.
So over the past couple of weeks, I was absolutely delighted to find that there are some Aussie products available here in the UK that maybe previously weren't, or maybe I just didn't see them. So Waitrose is a big supermarket over here, and I was absolutely delighted to find that they have Tim Tams. Now this is the original flavour. Biscuit bars with milk chocolate flavour, coating and cream filling. I'm hungry. They did have other flavours as well. I think there was like a caramel one, or a toffee one. It looked a little bit too sweet even for me. There you go, Paul. Now we've had Tim Tams before because we did get them in Australia and New Zealand, but I love these. Very chocolatey. And it wasn't just one Waitrose, we saw them in various Waitrose stores now. And I think years ago, you could get Tim Tams over here, and then they disappeared. And we haven't seen them in any other shops that we've been to. But I'm really glad that Waitrose is selling them. Delicious. And very chocolatey. It's actually melting.
Yes, it is because of the sun.
Yeah. I hope you like our flag, by the way. That was also in our whole episode.
I love this flag.
Should have brought some napkins out. Anyway, would you like to hold these glasses, Paul?
Should I pour?
Okay. Now we've had the biscuits.
Yes.
Now we need something to wash it down with, and we went into. It's not a supermarket as such. It's a bit of
They sell everything?
Yeah, they sell food. They sell bits of everything, hardware,
Gardening.
toiletries, gardening stuff, called Home Bargains, and it's opened recently near us.
Show them.
Yeah, and they have this Aussie IPA. So it's Love Lane Brewery, Aussie Pale Ale made with hops from Oz. So let me just read a bit of this. It may be brewed on the Mersey, which is up in Liverpool, in England, but this citrusy pale is packed with our favourite Aussie hops, bringing you the aroma of sweet mandarin, citrus pale and tropical fruit from down under. Balanced and easy drinking. Grab a cold one and put a shrimp on the barbie. A special release from Love Lane Brewery.
Ooh.
Wow. So you're going to open it because I'll just mess things up. The Tim Tams are melting. Put them down here in the shade, I think.
No.
Oh no, not on the grass. Sorry, Paul. Yeah.
Give me
We
the
don't want
glasses.
creepy crawlies in our chocolate.
No, just.
Oh. That's it. Paul's got the perfect pour. Tilting. Shall I take that one?
I think let's fill it up.
Okay. I can smell it already, the citrusy. I like the fruity IPAs. Okay.
I think that might be all. Oops.
Oh dear, it's spilling. I want to show you the glasses as well. These are half pint glasses, and we got these at the Padstow Brewing Company. And
Cornwall.
in Cornwall, yes. Now, of course, you Aussies will all know Padstow, probably, or have heard of it because of Rick Stein. That is his home over here, and he's got restaurants in Padstow and also down under. And of course, he also went to the Sydney Fish Market, not when we were there. Right, let's try this. Cheers, Paul.
Cheers.
Has it got a good nose?
Mm-hmm.
Well, even with my bug that I've got at the minute, I can still smell this, thank goodness.
Ooh, this tastes like a really fresh,
Oh, it's lovely.
refreshing IPA.
Oh, I love this. It's a special
magnificent.
release. It's got a real special taste as well.
Yeah, I think this has lots of character, and it's really good on the nose too.
Yeah. And on a day like this, I know you're going to say, what, 21 degrees, or a hot day like this?
No, but I think for the UK, this is
For April, this is pretty good.
our summer.
Well, it might be sometimes. You sort of think, oh, it's like 21. Sometimes it maybe doesn't
Sometimes
get much better.
it doesn't go above 16.
Well, we're certainly not having April showers, which is good. Now, just before we go, I know a lot of you have said that you're very sad that these episodes have come to an end. Yeah, we're sad as well. And
We enjoyed making them.
yeah, we really enjoyed making them. We had a fantastic time down under, and if we can afford it, or if someone would like to pay our way, we will be back.
Please.
And we were there 17 days, and we hadn't
Went
planned
too
as many
quick.
episodes. There was just so much to do. We normally don't have episodes on a Sunday.
No.
Sometimes we do if there's a special event on a Sunday, such as Easter, or if we've got a bit of a backlog or a series or something, we do run Sunday episodes. So we started the first, well, we actually had a Christmas down under.
Yes, but that one wasn't as good as.
Yeah, so that was in our Christmas run, and it didn't really spark the imagination, the interest of too many people, unfortunately, but you might want to have a look at it. And then we had Chinese New Year down under.
31st of Jan.
31st of January. Now, that wasn't officially part of the overall run.
But it did benefit.
But yes, and then the next one was First Impressions in Sydney. But we just want to say that even though we may have left Oz, we do have lots more travel episodes coming up, and other types of episodes as well. We have already filmed 2 series from different parts of Europe. We'll not say just where just yet. We also have coming up in the next few weeks a couple more trips. One of them we can reveal because Australia is involved in this. We are going to Basel in Switzerland to celebrate Eurovision. Eurovision is coming from Basel this year, and Australia will be taking part. So we will be there in a couple of weeks' time for that. Anyway, we hope that you have enjoyed today's episode, and thanks again for all your questions.
Yes, thank you all for watching today's episode. For those of you that have liked it, give us a thumbs up. For those of you that have not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button. And for those of you that want to leave a comment, you can do so as well.
And if you'd like to buy us a coffee or a cold one, a cold brew, to help us along the way on all our travels, then there is a link in the description. Yeah, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Bye. Cheers, everyone. Bye.
Cheerio. A good day.
Good day.
And
Yeah. How you going? Right.
how you going? Cheers.
Oh, look, my cap as well. Let's see. Oz. This is really refreshing. Delicious.
It is.
Oh.
Looks like we might have to get another visa to visit again.
Oh, yeah.